Decided to take a year off just to spend some time with the family, hang out with the kids. But now we are straight back into the management game and we have taken over Real Betis, who came 14th in the Spanish La Liga last season, and we are going to try and take them to the top of their league. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't put money on it if I was you. Take a look at my track record. Hello guys, and welcome back to the first episode of Replicating Ranieri with Real Betis, and it is all confirmed. As we can see there, they have hired Raxo, and we are more than happy to be with this club. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't seen this series so far, make sure you subscribe and like so that you don't miss a single episode as we go on our journey. But I will quickly go over the rules. Basically, what we're doing in the save is trying to replicate what Claudio Ranieri did with Leicester City, and we're trying to take a team that finished 14th place in the league the year before and take them to a title in their respective division. So far we have done alright with Bournemouth and not bad with Eintracht Frankfurt, but we're going to try and do exactly that and take them to the top with Real Betis. This is the squad that we are dealing with, and I'm not going to lie, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We've got some absolutely star players in this game. Like, we've got Iglesias, who is a bit of an aging striker, but nonetheless I think he will be a really good option for us. Definitely pleased to still have Fekir. He's out on loan at Norwich right now, but he will be back before the start of the next season. William Carvalho is also here. He's on the transfer list, but the first thing I'm going to do is take him off that, as well as Pavon out on the right. They're probably the only three names you guys will recognise, but I'm sure we can bring in some star players based off my transfer history and hopefully advance this team, keep them going and push for a title. Financially speaking, we only have $20 million to spend, and only a little bit of that is in the wage budget. So overall, we could have a lot more money, but at the end of the day, I have been known to do a lot more with a lot less. So we're going to have to take advantage of loan moves if we can. Of course, the first thing that I did was take a look at all of the players that are transfer listed. So we're definitely going to take a look at all of them. A New Zealander there, Chris Wood. Don't mind having a look at him, but to be honest, he's probably not going to be able to feature ahead of Iglesias. But I'm pretty pleased with the squad that we have at our disposal. I'm really excited to start the season, and I'll let you guys know as soon as we make our first signing or first sale with Real Betis. We've made our first signing as the Real Betis manager, and it isn't a player, it is a legend. Arda Turan comes in as our assistant manager, and yeah, his stats could be a little bit better, but this man will grow and he will follow us around like a dog as we go on our managerial journey. Unfortunately, we have had to let go of Victor Sanchez, a very, very good assistant manager considering the team that we are playing with, but I think that Arda Turan is the preferable option, and it only cost us $160,000 to get rid of Victor Sanchez. So all in all, I think we made the right decision. I think you guys can agree with me on this one. As far as our shortlist goes, these are the players that we do have on it, and the ones that we are really actively going for right now are Thomas Delaney on a free, and also this young man, well, he's not that young anymore, but still quite a good prospect from Barcelona. They're both on a free, and I'm hoping if I can pick up either one of them, it will really boost our chances of doing well this season. Our first official signing and our first player is in, and it is Elena, who is previously from Barcelona, as I said before. Great overall stats. He looks like an absolute gem, and we signed him on a free. I cannot wait to get him into the starting 11. We're going to welcome him into the squad as vice captain. Certainly you need to say hello to him. And apparently they're quite concerned because the squad is now overloaded with players who can play in the central midfield position. I've got a wee bit of a counter to that. Why don't I just sell all of them? That's my plan for this team, getting rid of all the dead weight and bringing in the new blood to really make sure that we can compete for the title this year. Our second signing for Real Betis is the experienced man that is Arturo Vidal. He comes in for only 700k, and he's a good bit of cover. But if you take a look at his stats, he gives us much more than that. A little bit of a higher wage than I would have liked, but you know what? You gotta spend money to make money at the end of the day, as they do say. And he comes in with a lot of experience from teams like Inter Milan, Manchester City, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Juventus. And that is not even the half of it. Some brilliant clubs. Well, two more clubs. Neither of them amazingly brilliant, but you know, he still has a lot of depth and a lot of experience to bring to the squad. Since last time out, we have made quite a few deals in the transfer market, and by quite a few, I now realise that it was only two, and they were selling two players that we didn't really need. So they were this man here, who we got 3.7 million for, and this man here, who we got 6 million for. Both deep line playmakers who played in the CDM role, and I feel like with these two central midfielders coming in, we certainly didn't need them anymore. I did realise that Fekir actually was put out on loan this season, so I had to recall him, but now he's officially back in our squad, and we're looking forward to having him in our lineup. He's probably the most significant transfer that we've made so far in this series, to be honest. And unfortunately, the worrying thing is that our first game of the season is not very far away. I thought we had a lot more time, but we're on the 23rd, and our first game against Barcelona, may I add, is on the 30th. So I really need to get down and doing those deals. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but that's fine. And this is our shortlist. We've got quite a few bids going on right now. A couple of players that I didn't know if I wanted to get because I thought I might be able to find someone better, as now becoming our top targets, because I really was waiting to get those primo signings, but they never came, and I'm just going to have to go in and make some bids and see what happens. So if you want to know who we're taking a look at, you can pause and take a look at them now, but I will let you guys know when we do make our third signing of the series, and hopefully it is slightly better than the first two. Not to say that our first two were bad, but we need to get some serious quality into the squad if we want to be challenging for the title, or even challenging against Barcelona in our first game of the season. Now this is an exciting one. Carles Perez, definitely mispronounced that, but we're going with it. Perez, I think I'm getting that part right. He comes into our squad for only $7.5 million, and he looks like a really good right winger, left winger, and maybe even a striker if we needed him. I think he adds a lot of diversity to the squad, and he is exactly the player that we needed as backup for our two quality wingers, and he might even push for a place instead of Pavon or this man out on the left, Junami. Yeah, let's go with that. He probably might take him over at some point, but for now, he's certainly an amazing signing, and I'm more than happy to welcome him to the club. And guess what? He's another one that used to play for Barcelona. Every single player that we have signed so far has either played for Barcelona or come straight from their club. But I know that our next signing is more than likely going to be an even better one. So stick around, because there is going to be a big announcement coming in just a few seconds. But first, before that announcement, mainly because it hasn't been done yet, we need to play our first game of the season against Barcelona. This is the squad that we are going with, and I'm not going to lie to you all, don't judge, it's the best I could deal with. This is the tactic that I wanted to go with, obviously with a different lineup, but playing against Barcelona away from home, I don't know how well that will go, so we're going with this. I've edited the Gegenpress just a little bit to try and make it a little less aggressive on a Barcelona squad that is very, very good. Hopefully we can come away with something from this game. Honestly, a point would be a great result in my eyes. They've got a lot of quality players on the bench. I've realised that I've got a lot of really good midfielders now, but I'm bringing Vidal on for his experience and knowledge of the Barcelona side, despite the fact that Elena is the player that probably deserves to be on more, but he doesn't have as much match fitness, which really put it over the line for me. But let's jump straight into our first game of the season, and hopefully we can come away with all 3 points, or at least a point. Actually, as long as we don't lose. You know, actually, if we do our best and don't look like idiots, I will be happy. We're versing Barcelona, for crying out loud. You know what, if we take a look at those two sides, I think we're pretty even. You know, Messi, we've got this young man out on the right. I think he's just as good. Pogba, Arturo Vidal, have you heard of him? I tell you what, I think we'll be okay in this game. I'm feeling quietly confident, to be honest. Let's say, I know we're underdogs, but let's give the fans a performance to cheer for. I don't actually believe we're underdogs. I think we can win this one. But, I imagine they're feeling a little bit nervous, and you just want to raise their spirits as a manager to make sure that they know that they can do exactly what you want them to do. Hopefully we can have an early chance and settle those nerves, especially my nerves, because, yeah, I'm not going to lie, that was absolute jargon. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game, but I'm hoping that we can at least put up a good fight against Barcelona. They're such a good squad, and if we can at least show that I know what I'm doing in this Spanish La Liga, then surely we can come away with a little bit of confidence after this. We are in with a chance early on in the match, and it is us on the ball, which is not something I thought I'd had to say. And Lauren has scored very early on against Barcelona away from home. What is going on? This man did not know how to do that when I signed him on loan for Brighton a couple of series ago. What is going on? Oh, do I drop down to cautious now? I don't know what to do. I've never experienced this. Messi is about to swing in a corner and could ruin our party. And Antoine Griezmann does. Oh, as soon as I get excited, I get knocked straight back down to earth. And that is definitely a more realistic scoreline. Probably a little bit unlucky to only have conceded a corner, but if things keep going this way, I'd be very happy with a point to start us off for the season. Alright, Messi's having another corner. Please don't have the same result. It's gone over the bar. Paul Pogba heads it over, and we're still in with 1 point if it ends this way. Referee, I think it's time to blow for the full-time whistle. Yeah, no, we don't need to see this free kick. Messi standing over it. He's not feeling match fit. Oh, but he puts it into the top corner, and they've only scored set pieces. What? This is oh no, I'm feeling hard done by. At the start of this game, I would have been fine with it, but we do have an opportunity to hit straight back at them. Eventually, a corner goes out, and Messi is on the ball after a good tackle from Arthur, and they will be able to break away. Arthur on the ball now after creating the move, looking for a shot. Eventually, it comes out to Oar, and I was so excited for the first 15 minutes. I should have dropped on to cautious, but I think this game is probably already wrapped up. Oh, we were so good for the first few minutes. Halftime is rolling around, and it is 3-1 to Barcelona. Gosh, what a different scoreline it could be if I had changed to a cautious mentality, Hindsight is a beautiful thing, boys and girls. You know what? From open play, it's 1-1 technically, so I think that we're going to stick with that. It's 1-1 on the scoreline. If they score here, then it's 2-1. Then we'll accept that they're beating us. Okay. Yeah, they're beating us. We can accept that. Ansu Fati with a goal after a really good ball into the box. And to be honest, I think we're doing all right, but 4-1 is not the result that we were looking for coming into this match, especially with the challenge that we do have at hand. I just want some momentum to start the season, maybe a bit of confidence in the boys. If we could score one more goal, I'd be a little bit happier than I was before, but probably still not happy with the result, to be honest. But it is Barcelona at the end of the day. We can't be too hard on them. Miranda out on the left, looking for a ball into the middle. A good block. Yes, that's the kind of stuff that we want. Take the small victories in these games. Pogba eventually plays it out to Sergio Roberto, back to Messi. Messi's going to look for a ball, and he finds Sergio Roberto, and Fati's at the back post. And, yep, 5-1. That seems about right. I don't even know if I want to show you guys the rest of the match because this could end up being a painful one. Look, my logic is that it can't go any worse than before, so we have moved to the 4-3-3 with a central attacking midfielder. If they score from this free kick, I might be regretting it, and they do. Come on, they've scored so many set pieces. This is just not fair. They shouldn't count. Why are set pieces even a thing in football? They shouldn't be a thing. It's just not fair on teams like us. Come on, we deserve better than this. Ansu Fati on the ball, and if they add a 7th, I think that we could probably already write off the season. Fati going for goal from range, looking for his hat-trick. Luckily for us, he doesn't put it into the back of the net. You know what? Let's instill some confidence into the boys. Let's go on a positive mentality. And you know what? Let's give another one of the former Barcelona players, Elena, a run in the match. He can come on for Carvalho. If you're wondering why I'm playing with 2 deep line playmakers, I've heard it works. It's not working so far, but neither is anything else I've tried, so stop with the judgment. I don't need it in my life. Oh, please tell me this is the last chance. If they score from it, I'll be so disappointed with how we've done. But if they don't, yeah, I'll still be so disappointed with how we've done, but I'll be slightly less disappointed. They're putting it into the box. Fatty's trying to get his hat-trick, and he does. Of course. Well, this has been a successful first match, hasn't it? You know what? Statistically speaking and mathematically speaking, we should have only lost like 1-4 in that game if you base it off shots. And if you base it off shots on target, it should have only been 2-1. So I actually do think that 7-1's a little bit flattering. But if you're going to be that clinical, I guess you deserve goals. And if our goalkeeper's going to be that terrible, I think we deserve to concede. So yeah, let's get that signing across the line. Come on. This is that special signing that I was talking about. Akanji coming in from Borussia Dortmund, and the best thing about it is we're only having to pay 27.5k a week. What a bargain. And he is coming in with the optional future fee of $30.5 million. Hate to break it to you, Borussia Dortmund, but we're never going to activate that clause. Let's get him straight into the squad and simulate forwarded data, see how everyone reacts about it. And of course, everyone is very happy with how he has been added to the squad. He is, without a doubt, our best centre-back now, and I'm so happy to have him in the squad, especially after that first game against Barcelona. Like, Barcelona are an amazing team, but we should have done better defensively, especially. I mean, my goalkeeper's still really good, and I definitely did think for a second maybe I should get a new one in, but I think he'll do it for the season. Maybe just a tough day at the office. But that is where we're going to end this episode. The first episode of our journey with Real Betis. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we can do better in the next episode, where we will be playing against Valencia and Getafe, because I want to close out the transfer window with you guys there to watch me do it, because there is so much more business that I want to get done. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode on this channel, and I'll see you all later.